Tyrone Tuesday, I like that one. I don't know who Tyrone is. What a what a great soundbite. Okay, so for those who don't remember how the last one ended, basically found out that the chief was that Snatchers had infiltrated the Junker headquarters. They got the chief, and the chief ended up killing a bunch of people. And then Jane got her memory back, and she was kidnapped by the Snatchers. And so they don't know what's going on. And this will kind of catch up, or this continues that. But get comfy, folks, as there is a bit of an exposition dump here because it's a Hideo Kojima game. I don't know why it's doing that random pausing, by the way.
With the start of this year's Kyoto Summit just 3 hours away, the delegates from the participating countries are beginning to arrive at the conference center. A major poll of domestic and international opinion, carried out just last week, shows that the vast majority of respondents favor a complete quarantine of Neo Kobe as a means to combat the risk of the Snatcher menace.
Now that the Chief's death has been confirmed, it won't be long before they strip us of our Junker authorization.
They will be deciding how to handle Neo Kobe at the summit in just 3 hours.
There are rumors that they're going to use nukes on the city to make sure the Snatchers are wiped out.
That's ridiculous. Come on, this is the 21st century.
That may not be as improbable as it seems. The world's leaders are extremely concerned about the Snatcher problem.
The Chief was going to calm this hysteria in his speech at the summit, but that'll never happen now.
3 months ago, government pressure on Junker operations increased dramatically. Gillian's transfer here was really our last chance.
Our own chief was snatched. It's not too surprising they don't want to trust us anymore.
I've heard that the Army and FBI are going to take over operations now.
That's correct. That too will be officially decided in 3 hours' time.
3 hours, eh? Is there any way we can find their hideout in that time?
If we don't, we and everybody else in this city are finished.
As far as they're concerned, we're just like a cancerous tumor that has to be cut out.
We have to hit the Snatchers' headquarters
That was
before
like
then.
Twitch and
Gillian,
DSP.
can you do it?
If we only knew where it was, I should be able to manage something.
Hitting their outposts like Queen's Hospital won't do any
You're welcome,
good.
Jay.
We have to
See
find
the
their main
new
nerve center.
emoji?
What about the memory of that Snatcher who was impersonating the chief?
Just like the others, it was completely blanked. It's a form of self-destruct mechanism that they use.
Wait a minute. Mental. What about tracing that video phone call from Jamie?
It was no good. The call didn't last long enough. Still, it definitely did come from within the city.
Damn. Where are they hiding?
Gillian, can't you remember anything at all? Didn't Jamie say something that implied you were somehow connected to the Snatchers?
Nothing. I can't remember a damn thing. Metal, I want you to tell me everything
What
you
a
know
shocker,
about me.
Peabody.
Why was I sent to Junker headquarters?
Okay, this
Where
is
did I
kind of
come
important
from?
here.
Gillian,
Metal, the chief's dead. Tell me everything you know about me.
well, you see...
Metal!
All right. With the chief gone, you are the highest-ranking officer here.
You knew all along?
Of course.
Oh, here we go.
Where were we rescued from?
3 years ago, you and Jamie were taken into protective custody in the Siberian Neutral Zone by the 17th Siberian Investigative Force. More precisely, you were discovered in cryogenic sleep pods in an underground bunker near Moscow.
Cryogenic sleep pods? You mean they were frozen?
This is a photograph of the bunker. There is no record of when you were placed there. In addition, the third pod was empty at the time you were discovered.
There were 3 pods?
You were revived and taken into custody by the Army. Apparently, as a result of the extended sleep, both of you suffered from complete amnesia. However, another theory suggests your memories may have been intentionally erased. This is the only piece of evidence found at the site.
Ooh.
That's Harry's picture from when he was a kid.
That's correct. Harry is Gillian and Jamie's son. It's been confirmed by DNA tests.
Harry? Harry was my son?
Using the information gained from the photo, it was established that you are Gillian Seed and your wife, Jamie Lorraine. Both of you are American citizens, born in the late 1960s.
The 1960s?
In addition, both of you vanished without a trace in 1989. There is no other information available about you after that.
1989?
Yes, you come from a world that's been gone for
Good one,
50
Jay.
years.
But what does that have to do with the Snatchers?
When the 17th Special Investigative Force was bringing the two of you out, there was an accident. Though the two of you were all right, most of the 17th was killed. One of them was a Snatcher. Of course, before their departure, they all underwent thorough examinations. So, if one of them was snatched...
It had to be somewhere in Siberia, right?
That's correct. And in order to attempt to determine the origin of the Snatcher, as well as your true identities, you were assigned to Junker headquarters. The hope was that exposure to the Snatchers would help you regain your memories.
Moscow? 50 years ago?
Almost everyone who was in Moscow at the time was killed in the catastrophe.
So Gillian and Jamie are the only living witnesses?
Harry. Harry was my son. Did he know?
No, it was highly classified information. He was never told.
I was never able to do anything
Oh,
for
those
him.
Russians.
Wait a minute, Gillian. Didn't Jamie say something about taking a boy hostage?
That's right. They must know about Harry and are using him to threaten her.
We have to find their headquarters quickly.
We've only got 3 hours.
Gillian, let's think this all through again. We may get some kind of a hint out of it.
You're right. There may be some clue in the way they're operating.
All right, let's go over what we know about
Let's
them.
put on our thinking caps, folks, and do a massive... Yeah, I didn't see much of his Metroid thing. I couldn't fucking stand it at that point. Pandering with climate change even back then. Well, I mean, I guess the underpass. Yeah, when I think of underpass, I think of like subways, or like I would think subway would be a more appropriate answer. The supply chain. Oh God. Well, I'm trying to just fuckable. Like literally, DSP thinks the world is run by DSPs. Think about that. And honestly, what a scary fucking concept. But like it's almost like a parody of himself. Like how could he be that lacking in self-awareness? I was there when it happened, guy. Like, I was, like, rolling. I couldn't fucking believe it, what I was hearing. What the fuck was that? You know, DSP is what happens when, when narcissists are given a free entryway to spew their shit to the world. DSP is a great is a great example of the idea that you should not be allowed to be on YouTube and create content until after you're 30. Yeah, did you guys notice all the fucking crazy Moscow references? Maybe they're homesick. Really? I mean, what could it would? These ones aren't even viable. The city of Russia is what they have in common. I should have selected that just to see what they're going to say. I don't know. For some reason, Frogger's restreams never show up, or like almost never show up on my thing. Or they pop up like that they'd already happened. I'm like, well, this is kind of fucking pointless. I mean, I'm not saying that a VOD is pointless, but it would be much more.
In other words, this homing instinct thing of theirs has led them to set up their headquarters in some place that reminds them of home, or their creator.
What part of this city is like Moscow?
Moscow's really cold, right? They get a lot of snow, don't they?
Snow?
No snow has been recorded in Neo Kobe in several years.
Well, then that's not it.
Wait, what about that pollen? That crystal bioengineered stuff, Snow 9?
Now that you mention it, wasn't it snowing on Jamie's video phone call?
That's right. Their hideout has to be somewhere close to the Ina River.
The Ina River flows for miles around here, Gillian. We could never search it all in time.
Yeah, that was weird because
Let's
both
look at a map
streams
of the areas
died.
investigated so far. This is an enlarged view of the southwest portion of the city around
Hey, look
the
at this
Ina
weird
River.
thing here.
This blue area is that in which Snow 9 is present. Now I'll superimpose a chart of the abandoned tube liner tunnels. From this, we can establish those areas with Snow 9, which are accessible by subway tunnel.
Damn. Nice try, but it's still too large. We could never cover it in 3 hours.
Don't give up so fast, Gillian. What about that image of home thing we were talking about? Maybe there's some kind of geographic similarity. Maybe the same
That's
view
cool,
can be
Adachi.
seen or something.
I'll display a map of
Sorry, the
Moscow
thing got
alongside.
screwed up. What I might end up doing is,
What's this?
honestly, what
Look,
I could do.
the rivers are exactly the same shape.
This is the Moscow River over here.
It looks like we're on the right track, Metal. Show us the location that Jamie and I were
Well, it
picked up
depends how
from.
long. Actually, no, it's
All
too much
right.
video.
Right
May not be
here.
worth editing all
Metal,
these into
before
one,
the
but I'll
catastrophe,
combine
what was at this
both the
location?
videos from
The
tonight,
headquarters for the entire
Into
Soviet
one.
Union, the
so I
Kremlin.
don't have these two
The Kremlin?
screens.
That Snatcher said something about taking Jamie to their Kremlin.
Metal, what spot in Neo Kobe would match up with the location of Moscow's Kremlin?
So even like worst case scenario, OBS is always recording.
Calculating.
Well, actually, not. We lose the flag
This is the
interaction
spot.
point, I
It's
guess.
presently occupied by an old church. It's rather large, but reports indicate it's been abandoned for nearly 20 years.
And it's right in the middle of the Snow 9 and subway area.
That's it! That's their headquarters, their new Kremlin.
Gillian, let's go!
Wait, Gillian. I want to go with you.
Sorry, Mika.
Hey, I'm a junker too, you know.
I know, and you're a great one at that.
So take me with you then.
You head to the summit to warn the delegates. They haven't given up, you know.
The summit's in Kyoto. I'm not going to be the only one to run.
You've got to convince them not to use nukes on Neo Kobe.
We found their hideout. There's no need now to sink the whole island.
Yes, but...
It's a tough job. Can you do it?
Okay, Gillian. I'll do what I can.
Thanks.
I could put on like 10
Thank you,
pounds.
Mika.
Don't say it, okay?
Just getting to like
Let's
pet
go,
size
Gillian.
now.
Gillian?
Yes?
See, now it looks better.
What's wrong?
How about dinner sometime?
Dinner?
Yeah, you know, dinner.
Hey, I guess all that flirting
Mika.
worked out, huh?
I'm not interested. I thought it would be nice, you know, to kick back, relax. It's Christmas after all.
Christmas, huh? I'll be back by then.
Gillian, we have to hurry.
That's a promise, right? I heard you.
Yeah, okay. But I gotta go to church first.
I'll see you soon then.
Okay, Metal, let's go.
Yeah, use Metal Gear because I don't think you can skip these cutscenes now that I think about it. Yeah, I was about to say.
I've input the map data on the Kremlin's locations. Lift off. Flight configuration, now gaining altitude.
Jamie, please be safe.
Gillian, please keep in mind that we're working with a strict time limit.
No, we're not.
A 50-year debt in 3 hours. Snow!
Snow 9, to be specific. We've entered the Snow 9 region. Please put on your breathing filter. Direct inhalation is dangerous.
All right.
Radio transmissions will also be impossible from this point on.
So yeah,
Understood?
sorry for that little snafu earlier. I don't know what the fuck's up. Even last night I had problems with the PlayStation
Now descending.
not showing up.
Conversion to hover configuration
And
complete.
OBS.
Gillian, we've arrived.
Yeah, he's back and better than ever. Look at the size of that fucking thing. Sorry, just getting my windows in order here. Yeah, where else would it be?
All right, now opening the door.
What's wrong? Won't open?
I've scanned it, and it's not locked. It is probably rusted into place.
Not surprising. After all, our friends always go in and out through the basement.
Let's push it together.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he's back on YouTube, but for how long?
That got it.
Let's face it, it's going to take a colossal fuck up on his part to get kicked off of YouTube at this point. I can't even begin to fathom what the eventual incident will be. Ooh, a portrait on the wall. Hey, wait a minute. don't know, dude. That silent majority who all seem to work at the same factory that creates protective footwear. They seem to be all the ones who are driving DSP's member numbers. Yeah, isn't that random? Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? The creator Modnar. Let's go to the back room. Sure nothing weird's gonna be here. Yeah, random Hajil. You'll understand why in a few minutes. Oh! Ooh. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do about the gift. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to gifted memberships. Even like my friend who used to play with, who knew more about streaming than me, he's like, dude, get on Twitch. Those gifted subs are like, that's where the money is. And I'm like, yeah, but no one fucking knows me on Twitch. I tried. Future filled machines and one, yeah. So here's something to think about. I mean, I'm gonna probably do a formal. Well, actually, I won't bring this up now. I'll wait till after we finish this. Yeah, this next room's fun. LGG Mike. Oh. Yeah, look at the one on the left. Front row. You might get pulled off YouTube, dude.
This is where they fuse the artificial skin onto the Snatcher's endostructure. First, they adjust the size of the still skinless Snatcher to the size of the individual who is to be snatched. The Snatcher's overall shape and size can be adjusted by expansion or contraction of sizing rods. Their sex is controlled by gender units, which are installed at this point. Then, the face is modified to match the intended victim by adjusting the size of the upper and lower jaw, cheekbones, temporal bones, and tooth alignment.
Just like Gibson said, that means there are limits to the size of the people that they can snatch.
That's right. The limits of the mechanism mean that they can't snatch children, the elderly, or people who are very tall or heavy. And this is where the artificial muscles
But the
attach.
handicapped.
Is it
Can they
organic?
snatch
No,
DSP?
it appears to be coated with a type of plastic gel
pigs?
capable of mechanical response. Like human muscles,
Dude.
it creates mechanical energy through chemical
What if
reactions.
this is it?
And this is where the artificial skin is attached.
This is why we can't
In order to
understand the pay
prevent
pigs.
the
They're not
synthetic
humans.
cells
They've all been
using
snatched.
biotechnological protein design techniques from rejecting the inorganic material below, they attach it gradually over a number of days.
And this is the stuff that gets cancer if they stay out in the sun too long.
Finally, they attach body and scalp hair. The process involves transplant of synthetic hair follicles as well, so the hair will grow back if it's lost.
What about scars or birthmarks?
It would appear that they make those adjustments at this point in the process, as they would for wrinkles to simulate age.
Jay, I think there's a better chance of him getting nailed by a disgruntled DoorDasher. If anything, he's going to be like, look guys, this is proving that YouTube now is taking it seriously. And he's going to turn it into a fucking 20-minute rant against Twitch again. Because why the fuck not? I don't remember if they let you save automatically or if you have to... Yeah, here we go. I have to figure it's gonna there's gonna have to be a cap on it. But can you do a cap? Like, this is shit that they all have to figure out. Does he do it based on lowest tier? Do you give it a monetary cap? And then what do you do about exchange rate? Like, there's all this shit. Like, you know, they did kind of fuck themselves by not doing it like Twitch, where it's like, no, it's this for the, you know, it's like base amount, the $5, and then because that just makes it so much easier. Although maybe you can just gift whatever tier you want. I don't know. We'll find out eventually.
So this is where the whole thing begins. The endostructures arrive here from the Kremlin. Then they convert them into copies of their victims. And finally, they head out into
again, I
the
don't know
city
why
using
it's
the
doing
old
that random
subway
pausing.
system.
With artificial skin maintenance being handled at Queen's Hospital.
But who's behind all this?
Gillian, look at this. There are some finished snatchers over here.
This is fun.
Get a load of this. The U.S. President, the Prime Ministers of Japan, and the U.K.
Gillian, you're in here too.
Figures. They were looking to snatch every VIP at the summit.
And the last junker, you. It definitely looks like they plan on moving out beyond Neo Kobe.
If they were to snatch every major world leader, they'd practically be able to control the planet. Still, that's odd. With their flawed skin, pulling something off like that would really be difficult.
Chin said they had found the key to developing a perfect artificial skin. Maybe they've already produced it.
No idea. But the number of snatchers here makes it clear that they're up to something new.
Gillian, this is definitely their nest. We should destroy everything.
Not yet. Not until we found Jamie. Metal, how much time do we have left?
10
The
minutes.
summit should have begun by now. We don't have much time. And once our legal privileges are suspended, I won't be able to help. In fact, I'll be forced to restrain you.
I know. If the military wants to avoid nukes and goes for a surgical strike on this facility, what would they likely use?
Probably a phased particle beam from one of the attack satellites.
A phased particle beam, huh? That'll wipe this complex right off the map.
Everything, including the soil, will simply evaporate. The attack will leave just a large crater.
Metal, can you convince them to
Oh,
give me
yeah,
another
God, I
hour?
can imagine
Even
how
30
awful
minutes
this
will
is.
help.
Understood. I'll try my
For someone
best.
like Moist.
And I'll try to find and rescue Jamie in that time.
I can't transmit here due to interference from the Snow 9. I'll have to leave the
I think
area
Muda
and
did a
then
video
send the
about that
message.
too.
All right, do
Like
it, Metal.
verified bot
Gillian,
accounts.
don't forget. 30 minutes. You must get out before then.
I understand.
Gillian, I'm sorry I couldn't
Okay,
help
this
you
next
better.
part's gonna kind of suck.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to move faster by myself anyway. 30 minutes should be plenty. Go, Metal.
Yes, sir. Don't forget. 30 minutes.
"30 minutes?
Okay, hold on.
Oh, this is gonna be tight. That room's the only place left to check. Let's take a look.
Now this is like at least 2 combat things in a row, and this is the end of the game. So this shit ain't fucking fun. You having fun yet, folks? Really? Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, it's saved. I mean, I did the save state, but it'll return me right back to that beginning thing anyways. Actually, I gotta use the bathroom anyway. Reload. I'll be right back. And actually, if you guys remember, in my fundraiser video, the big one, on the part, if you go back, the part where after I show what he got when he got like $1,303, Phil did, and then I had like the transition thing to how he reacted to it. This is the music that I played in the background. I just noticed, why does it say continue investigate, quit investigate? Oh, here's like a sad reminder though of things. Like I remember I would like when I was in college, that's when I first played this game and got into it. I could like get really messed up and I could like perfect or almost perfect those shooting sections. Like take no damage. But look at me now. Let's see how Phil feels when he plays Turbo. One of the annoying things is that see how they'll change direction at the last second. Oh, Bad Bunny, yeah. I really thought I was gonna do it there. I was like, wow, I'm doing great, and then I'm like, they won't stop fucking coming. You know, Smith, you kind of say that, but I mean, when he got kicked off Twitch, or not kicked off, when he got partnered and then stupidly just stayed doing the Twitch thing and didn't multi-stream immediately and get all the YouTube shit set up. I mean, he still made like, what, like $9 grand in just pure tips alone. I mean, to be fair, what the fuck? Is the stream okay for you guys? Because YouTube is, okay, I'm not sure what's going on with the, on the YouTube side. Okay, that's really weird if it's saying it. Hold on.
Whew. I wasn't ready for that. They almost got me. All right, let's open the next door.
Hold on. Well, I'm pulling this up on my feed now. Oh, you guys are really behind on YouTube. Yeah, I would say stay on the Twitch feed for this. I'm definitely gonna go and fix up, or I'm gonna like edit these things together. I'll probably do that early tomorrow morning. Okay, we're gonna just stick with the Twitch feed for now. I'm gonna go and post a note. Basically, I got past the shooting part. I got past that, so we moved on. I did the save state. Give me 1 second here. Okay, sorry about that. Again, I don't know what's going on, but let me double make sure Twitch is going okay.
Doesn't look like there's anything here. Whoa!
Thank you for not drawing the fucking gun. Kidding me? Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the last part of the game. So get comfy. Or like honestly take a quick break. I'm gonna actually like my original plan was to go and just beat the shooting areas, then take a piss. And then everyone else to do that too. But yeah, because you're about to get like a big exposition dump. This is basically the end of the game.
Jeez, these guys are tough. Of course, I didn't exactly expect them to welcome me with open arms. Okay, let's try this next door.
Here we go.
Jamie, are you all right?
Gillian, you came for me.
Are you hurt?
No, they won't lay a finger on me.
Oh
Not until
God!
the new artificial skin is completed anyway.
Artificial skin research? You?
The Twitch feed is fucking, or the
Gillian,
YouTube
I've got
feed
my
is
memory
dead.
back. All of it.
What happened? Tell me, Jamie.
They said they'd kill him. They said they'd kill Harry. They forced me. I had to help them with the skin development. They said I had to help them because the professor was ill. Wasn't getting any better. Gillian, the engineer Harry, he's our son. He's been living on his own now for 50 years.
Jamie, I'm afraid that Harry's...
There was nothing I could do. They forced me. But I can't do it anymore.
Jamie!
The professor, he just died. He was over 100.
The professor? What? This old man?
Don't you remember?
Yeah, the YouTube
It's
feed is now
Professor
completely
Modner.
fucking dead.
Professor Petrovich Modner.
Thank God all
This
this shit is
old man
recording.
is
I'm just have to make
Modner?
a big supercut of
He's
this.
been confined here for 3 years now, just to develop the Snatcher's artificial skin. Terrible. Doing that to your own father.
Whose father? Jamie, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
You really can't remember, can you?
Jamie, tell me who I am. What were we doing at the Kremlin?
This is basically the
Are you
big
sure you really
Hideo
want me to,
Kojima
Gillian?
ending.
It's all so awful, but if you must know, I'll tell you. Try to remain calm, okay?
Figures the day I get my new emote.
56
There we
years
go.
ago, you and I were involved in a top-secret Soviet project. It was still during the time of the Cold War. The gulf between East and West was as wide as ever. Everybody was worried about nukes. At that point, the world's armies were at their largest ever. Leaders still believed that a strong military meant a strong nation. There were rumors that there would be an agreement to end the production of nuclear weapons. On the other hand, the major powers like the US began to get involved in a space weapons race. But not the Soviets. The conservative despots in the Kremlin had another, completely different idea for gaining military superiority. A horrible plan, something no one else would think of. At that time, the countries of the communist bloc were facing an economic crisis. Popular movements pushing for democracy were springing up all over. Communism itself was facing extinction. Facing pressure from the reformers, the Kremlin began to panic. And that's when that horrible, childish plan was launched.
And that was the Snatcher Project. Replace your enemy's leaders with puppets of your own. Then you
It's a
control
Hideo
their
Kojima
governments,
game.
their economies, take over a country from the
Always
inside
a
out.
reference.
That's right, Gillian. And to develop these robots, they assembled some of the most brilliant scientific minds from around the world. Some of them were even brought in against their will. At the crux of that development effort was a group called the Frankenstein Project Team. You and I were members of that team, Gillian. It was a 4-person team led by the late Professor Modner here. The robotics expert was Professor Modner himself. His son, Elijah Modner, handled genetics and microbiology. For nanobiology and picobiology, myself. And for behavioral science and psychology, you, Gillian. Early development was carried out at a lab in Novosibirsk, but was later moved to a secret facility under the Kremlin. At the time, the Glasnost and Perestroika movements were gaining momentum, and they rightly feared for the existence of the program if it should become known. But some of the reformers did learn of the project, and they conspired with the US to block it. Gillian, you were a CIA special agent sent by the United States to infiltrate and sabotage the project.
I was CIA?
Yes, and the government knows that. That's why you were assigned to the Junker team.
What? Who am I?
Work on the project continued to go smoothly. But then, on June 6th, 1996, there was that accident.
I wouldn't mind Twitch being the future,
A
man.
mysterious explosion at the Chernobyl facility spread a bacterial weapon that was under development there into the atmosphere, destroying the country and the project. Gillian, was it you? Did you set off that explosion?
Oh.
What? You can't be serious. You think I caused the catastrophe?
Somehow, during the confusion, Professor Modner and our son Harry managed to get picked up by American agents. But we couldn't get out in time, you and I and Elijah. In a shelter below the Kremlin, we entered a cryogenic sleep.
Oh yeah, shout
Our
out who
plan
you
was
are
to sleep
from
there until the toxic
YouTube.
effects of the bacteria were safely passed.
And then 48 years later, 3 years ago, we were discovered by the 17th Special Investigative Force.
Yes, but when they found us, Elijah's pod was already empty.
Elijah Modner? That guy whose picture was in the church? The one that looks like Random?
That's
Well,
right,
looks like YouTube
Elijah
is
is
coming back.
alive.
It's because the
Elijah
Ziggy
is
Piggy
here
is here.
and working on the Snatchers.
Hear this?
Why don't you let me finish your little story?
Oh, here we go. Ziggy walks in
Who's
and shit
there?
picks up.
It's been a while, hasn't it, Jamie? Ah, yes. And Gillian. It's me, Jamie.
Elijah? Is that really you?
Random? No, not quite.
So you remember me, do you? I am Elijah Modnar, the only son of Professor Petrovich Modnar. I'm afraid I've grown somewhat old and feeble since we last met, however.
Elijah, why
Oh,
are
look
you
at that
doing
shit.
this? Your father, Professor Modner, he passed away a few minutes ago.
What? My father is dead?
Elijah, what happened to you? The Elijah I knew could never do anything like this.
I've changed, Jamie. These 40 years have changed me.
I can't believe it. What happened to you?
What happened to me? Jamie, do I actually have to explain it to you?
Yeah, kind of.
Jamie, it's you. Your beauty is the cause of all that has come to pass here.
Wow.
57 years ago, I was obsessed. With my research, yes, and with you, Jamie. At the time, I was still young, having just graduated with my genetic engineering degree. My father's connections got me on the team, and there, I met you. You were working as my father's assistant. Your beauty, your smile, I was stricken.
I'm
I
not
saw
sure if
something in
Hideo
you that I
Kojima really
never
understands how
felt
love
with women
works.
of my own country. You warmed my cold, young heart, Jamie. You opened me up, and I couldn't stop my feelings.
Elijah.
Oh, I was so happy. The political situation was crumbling around us, but every day was a joy. I gained my father's trust, and with you there watching over me, I was able to work as hard as I ever have on the project. However, my happiness did not last for long.
Yeah, listen to this shit.
Gillian, it was you. You showed up and all was ruined. You arrived and joined our project team. Far from home, Jamie found comfort in a man from the same land. Your relationship grew quickly, and all I could do was stand by and watch. Jamie and Gillian fell in love, were joined, and even had a child.
Harry.
Even then, my feelings for you only grew stronger. Worried about me, my father tried to have me removed from the project, but I persisted. Jamie, I always wanted to be near you. And
Your
then
soulmates.
the democratic movements that had consumed the rest of the Eastern Bloc spread to our country as well. The Cold War was over. The hardliners who had pushed for its development were stripped of power and the project was cancelled. The reformers, trying to cover up the existence of such a crazed project, ordered that all materials related to it be destroyed,
Sound like an
and
incel.
that we stand trial for our actions. Jamie and Gillian were to be returned to their homeland.
But
That's about the time that I learned that you, Gillian, that you were a CIA agent, and that you were trying to pass documents on our research to your military. The country had sold us out. I'm no politician. I couldn't care less about what happened to the country. All I cared about was my research and Jamie. And I
aww.
was to lose all of that, everything. For someone so young, you cannot understand how great of a shock that was.
Elijah.
That is when I decided, I swore I would see that secret, crazed project through to the end. At the time, the bioroids were 80% finished. The main part, their endostructure, was essentially completed. But we still were having trouble with the artificial skin, the area that Jamie and I were assigned to. We called it artificial skin, but there was of course no need to duplicate T lymphocytes, Langerhans cells, or endocrine cells. All we needed was keratinized cells and melanocytes to provide the pigment. With the artificial protein development techniques that we had in those days, full-scale synthetic cell development was very difficult. Research like this took months, years. The original project called for us to simultaneously snatch an entire country. In other words, a whole nation, or an entire city had to be snatched over the course of one night.
One
For
night?
that
Good
reason,
one.
a powerful biological agent which could quickly and effectively kill the population of the country was being simultaneously developed.
Lucifer Alpha.
That's right. A type RAO11 virus which another team was developing. For someone like myself, who was closely involved in the project, blowing up the lab was quite a simple task.
Ooh.
My God, Elijah, do you know what you're saying? That explosion killed half the world's population.
I moved all the materials and records essential to the Bioroid project into the shelter and executed my plan on June 6th. After sealing off the lab,
Go
I brought
bigger.
the two of you with me to the underground shelter, and we entered a cryogenic sleep. But not before I programmed an atmospheric research satellite to transmit a wake signal when the danger from Lucifer Alpha had passed.
How the hell would
And
it know
10
that?
years later, Lucifer Alpha naturally mutated into a non-toxic form.
But the automatic revival system failed to work.
Oh no, it worked. Just as planned, it revived me 10 years later. A little sooner than the two of you, of course.
But even though you sealed the lab with the explosion and everything, you should have been exposed. Why weren't you?
Oh, I was. But by that time, the vaccine L Angels had already been developed.
So everything went just as you planned it then.
Yes, up until that point. But my real struggle was yet to come.
No.
My original plan was to revive Jamie as well, and for the two of us to finish the development of the Bioroids. You, Gillian, you were to stay asleep forever.
Fuck
But I
you.
just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not after looking at Jamie's peaceful face there in the pod. Besides, I could never have convinced her to work with me on the project anyway. I knew the time was not yet right, so I changed the timers of your pods to permanent on.
How? How could you do such a thing?
And so for the next 40 years,
It
I
doesn't
worked
bother
alone in
answering.
that cold and lonely room under the Kremlin, trying to complete the artificial skin for the Snatchers. For days and days, no one would visit me. I never saw the sun or felt the changing of the seasons.
Oh, it's like DSP then.
I always had Jamie by my side. You were
Soulmates.
always there for me to talk to. Just you and I for 40 years in that dark cellar.
Oh, you poor, poor man.
And then, 3 years ago, my research was finally completed. First, I snatched the Siberian Special Investigative Forces to establish a transport route for the Snatchers. And then, to test the effect of large-scale snatch operations, I chose Neo-Kobe City to be my experimental sample. Neo-Kobe is cut off from the surrounding areas, a sort of miniature country in itself, making it a perfect test site. And since it's a melting pot of various races, it would also allow me to gather extensive data on Snatcher modification and operational techniques. In addition, the element of suspicion or mistrust, which runs deep in Japanese culture, was another reason I chose
What?
this site.
But your
Mistrust
test
of the
revealed a
Japanese
critical
culture.
flaw in your
He really
machine's
is like fucking
artificial skin.
DSP.
Yes, quite unexpected, I'm afraid. All my research for 40 years. I gathered data and worked day and night to find a solution, but nothing seemed to work.
So that's why you decided to bring Professor Modner here, right?
That's correct. I discovered my father in one of the government's hospitals. He was old, but still very sound of mind. Naturally, he would not cooperate with me.
Of course not. He'd never become involved in something like that.
So, unable to receive his assistance, I decided that I had to have yours. But a mistake on my part allowed both you and Gillian to be taken into custody by the authorities first.
Whoops.
Just what are you trying to accomplish, Elijah? You must know you can never get Jamie back.
I'm only interested in discovering what I can of the human animal. In the past, it was because of Jamie. My motive is different now.
It sounds like you're just suffering from the wild arrogance that corrupts so many scientists.
Humans are such weak creatures. No matter how much they trust one another, the tiniest speck of suspicion can destroy
Not
it
bad
all.
voice acting for the time.
Look at how the Snatcher problem has caused such wild unrest. No matter how much science advances or how high we set our ideals, we eventually begin to suspect each other, to hate each other, and then to kill each other. The Snatchers are nothing more than a tool for bringing out this reaction. I am simply using the Snatchers to elicit the true nature of the human animal. I think this experiment has shown me the limits of human society. I sincerely doubt it will be able to reach any greater level of prosperity on its own. If human society ever hopes to reach greater heights, what is needed is an absolute leader, a firm ruler who isn't affected by these trivial episodes of mistrust.
You're crazy if you think people would ever obey Snatchers.
Of course they wouldn't. But if they don't know, they cannot object. There has been a time in every age that the people have longed for a god to lead them. As long as they give the people no reason to suspect them, then they can easily become their gods. Indeed, a new race of super beings.
Hey,
We are
pigs.
almost there. Once we perfect the artificial skin, Snatchers will transcend man to become this planet's true human beings.
But you'll never get your perfect skin now. Professor Modner is dead.
I no longer have any use for my father. I have a sample of the new skin he developed.
Oh, this is great.
Once I've analyzed it, I'll be able to make as much as I need. Or if need be, we could simply culture the keratinized cells, epithelial cells, and melanocytes in the quantities that we need.
What are you talking about? How could you get a sample of perfected artificial skin?
Why don't you take a look at this?
Yes, take a look at this.
We found this in the rubble of Queen's Hospital.
Random.
Oh, an acquaintance of yours?
He's a Snatcher?
That term isn't exactly accurate. This bioroid was constructed by my father without my knowledge. He modeled it after me in my youth.
What an
He
asshole.
built it right here in this facility. And not only that, he programmed it to destroy Snatchers. This bioroid caused me serious difficulties. It's designed and built far better than my Snatchers. The machine itself thought it was human. My father input memories for it all the way back to childhood. Those too were apparently mine. Haven't you yet realized? Random Hajil is Elijah Modner spelled backwards. How like my father, silly old man. He did virtually overnight what I could not do in 40 years of effort.
Boy, you suck.
Furthermore, he makes a bioroid so perfect, even the bioroid itself believes itself to be real. What's more, the cells of the skin he developed are self-replicating. Once in place, no further transplants or culturing is necessary.
Is he dead?
Its main and locomotive systems are completely shut down. It's just scrap now. But the artificial skin is being kept alive. This we need. With this, we can move to phase 2 of our plan of full-scale infiltration of the world's major nations.
The summit's already over. You'll never succeed.
What does the summit matter? Nothing holds us back now that we have this perfect skin. We can go anywhere we want, and there will be no way to tell us apart. I will have free control over the world. Nothing will be able to stop me. Politics and free thought will no longer have any meaning. My will alone will decide the course of human history.
That sounds very familiar.
You egomaniac. Do you think you can snatch the entire population?
There's a fully automated Snatcher factory under the Kremlin. Even as we speak, scores of new Snatchers are being born.
But no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to snatch the people's heart and soul. What do you hope to gain from this anyway?
Jamie, the human race is composed of fools. But I'm different. I will be its savior. Indeed, not just of mankind, but of all life on the planet.
Wow.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Metal!
In 10 minutes, this church will be struck by a phased particle beam. I am guiding the beam from the attack satellite using GPS and 15 navigational satellites. The beam cannot miss. Everything in a 2 to 3 kilometer radius from me will be destroyed.
Stop this foolishness now. I will not have my research destroyed by some souped-up pocket calculator.
Metal, what happened at the summit?
The delegates, worried about the Snatcher menace, voted unanimously to allow the use of nuclear weapons on the city. The military is presently imposing a quarantine on Neo Kobe.
What? Do they intend to kill everybody?
The populace is in a state of panic. However, they have agreed to lift the quarantine if this church is struck by the phased particle beam. This is our last chance. I will handle things here. Gillian, Jamie, you two must flee.
You insignificant mass of metal. You'll never...
One move and I detonate. Gillian, run!
Metal, this is crazy!
We can't let a single Snatcher get out of here. And this new artificial skin has to be destroyed as well.
I will not allow some talking scrap pile to get away with this. If you are the aiming point for the beam, then I'll just have you thrown out of here. Grab this little one and take him out of here.
Metal!
Cowardly little robot.
You always were a real pain in the butt.
Who was that?
What's that?
See a look on his face.
What? How did... You're supposed to be deactivated.
I don't go down that easy, old man.
Stop this foolish...
Shut up! Let's try to make our final moments peaceful, shall we? And you Snatchers, you touch the little guy and the old man's head comes off.
Random!
I've always hated being used. Why don't you watch the final act with me?
Gillian, you only have 5 minutes. The turbo cycle is just outside on standby. Use that to flee.
Let me go. I'm Elijah Modner. I'm your original.
I don't care if I'm an original or a copy or what. You and I are gonna die right here. If we both die, there won't be a copy anymore now, will there?
The stupid logic of a simpleton, of a machine.
Whatever it is, it's my will!
Machines have no will. Machines cannot sacrifice themselves.
We'll see about that.
You have 4 minutes. You must go. And don't forget to take care of the factory under the Kremlin.
Stop!
Gillian, even if these memories in my head are fiction...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Our memories of our time together are all too real, Random.
Gillian, you become one hell of a junker.
Gillian, it has been most recreational being your partner.
Oh, Metal!
Most
If you
recreational.
can, try to pick up the pieces for me, okay? Like we did for Little John.
Little John? Oh! Okay, Metal.
Hurry! You only have 3 minutes.
Well, then stop
Thanks.
fucking talking.
Thanks, you two. Jamie, come on!
No! Don't let her go! No!
You pathetic old fool. You don't even know how to love someone.
You stupid machine! What is that idiotic grin supposed to mean?
It could be a
By
sitcom.
snatching you, I'm finally gonna get my real self back.
What?
Random. There's less than 1 minute to go. Thanks to you, everything will be fine.
You don't owe me any thanks. Sorry to get you involved in such a big job. You did great. You're a hell of a junker.
3, 2, 1, here it comes!
Later, kid!
What, they blow up the entire fucking town?
Airport Division has completed boarding. 7th Mechanized Infantry Team has completed boarding. 17th Special Engineering Squad report for boarding immediately.
So you're really going, aren't you?
It's our responsibility, too. Besides, if I go to Moscow, I may get some of my memory back. And if that happens, I'll be able to love you even more than I do now.
Aw.
Wait for me. I want to be with you, but first I've got to destroy this terrible factory of theirs. Jamie, when I get back, let's try living together again. What do you say?
God damn, you just want to fuck me so hard, don't you?
Operations Squad and all junker personnel report immediately for departure.
We'll be waiting for you, too.
Katrina! Mika! You're here too?
You better be happy,
Hey.
Buster, with all these beautiful women seeing you off.
I'm
we're-
happy
we're
you
all
came.
married here.
Let me introduce my wife.
Jamie Seed. I suppose it's a little odd introducing myself a second time, though.
What do you mean? You've never met them before, have you?
What are you talking about, Gillian? We're good friends.
Huh? Since when?
It's the first time I've met her in person, but I've spoken with her on the video phone a lot of times.
What? Have you guys been talking about me behind my back?
Yeah, there's a few like dialogue options here, but essentially the game's over. We'll just go through this. Yeah, I was about to say. I don't remember this, to be honest. I don't remember that they all were in communication with each other. Hey, welcome, Salon. Well, now Ziggy got to see the whole thing play out. Okay, here we go.
So
This
have they
is-
finalized
yeah.
what they're going to do about junker operations? I suppose this will end up being our last mission, huh?
Well, originally they were planning on disbanding the team, but now they've decided to keep us in business.
So that means
That's right. We've been designated as one of the government's special police divisions. That puts us above the regular cops.
So the government has decided that crime by machines poses a bigger threat than crime by humans from here on out, huh?
They've chosen the new chief, too. So when you get back, you'll get to meet the new head honcho.
Well, it's comforting to know I've got a place I can come back to.
But I'm glad. It's fun playing this again. Oh, I would recommend though, if you really enjoyed this, it's probably worth playing on your own. If for no other reason, then
Whatever you do, just come home safe, okay?
When you get back from this job, you still have a dinner date to keep with me, you know.
Don't worry. I won't forget my promises to either of you. Oops, almost forgot. Of course, I'll want to spend some private moments with my wife, too, huh? What's wrong,
soulmate.
Jamie?
Aw.
Harry and I will be waiting for you to get home.
That's Harry's hat.
We can do it this time, Gillian. Not some fake couple like before, but with love and trust.
I know, Jamie.
Yeah, but no kids.
Care, Gillian.
I'll see you, Jamie.
Wait for me! Take me with you, please!
Look at that.
Metal?
Yes, sir! We didn't have a good frame to work with, so this is just a temporary body. Just call me Metal Gear, Sega CD for now.
So they found your memory chip in one piece, eh?
Random protected it from the blast of the beam.
What
Random,
the fuck?
huh?
I didn't have that Sega CD. I had the original.
Wait a second. I've heard that sneeze somewhere before.
I think
Really?
they do it. I
didn't
wonder if
hear
they do it
anything.
based off your
Anyway,
BIOS.
I want to know if you'll take me with you. Please, Gillian.
No,
Please
it's-
take me with you.
Hurry up and get on board, partner.
Yes, sir, Gillian.
Oh, the billing part sucks. But I had the original model Genesis and the original Sega CD, the big ones, where the thing really literally went on, well, okay, technically the top and to the side, but...
Throughout
because-
history,
Hold on.
suspicion has always bred conflict. The real conflict, though, resides in people's hearts. This conflict has just begun.
Well, then fuck you, because there hasn't been a continuation of it. Well... Yep. Indeed. But as I was saying, I would recommend, if you really like this, to go and play the game yourself, just because, A, you get to play it. And because it's a Hideo Kojima game, there's so many, like, Easter eggs and other, like, goofy shit you can find in the game. Like, I was more, diligent early on, but then as the playthrough went on and on, I kind of wanted to speed it up a bit. So there was a lot of, like, little dialogue things that I missed. But I mean, this is pretty fucking easy to get. Like, all it takes is Google and 5 minutes and you're up and running. You can play this, no matter what thing you have. All you need is RetroArch and the ISO, or you can be like what sometimes the creators say you have to do, and buy a fucking Genesis, buy a Sega CD, and then buy the game. Hey, Adachi. Am I seeing double here? Again, Jesus. They're everywhere. Oh, God. So I was thinking, I'm gonna put this up for a poll. After this, so I'm just throwing this out here now since you're all here. But I'm wondering if for the next Tuesday Night Titans, if we should go back to the old thing of just go, one and done streams, or because it would fit the criteria anyway of, to me, Tuesday Night Titans, and because it's another Hideo Kojima game, just do a whole playthrough of Police Knots, which is kind of like the unofficial sequel to this, and which also never came over here to America. Because I know they have, I played it years ago, it was a full conversion ROM. I don't remember if it was baked into the ROM or if you had to add something later. I think it was baked into the ROM. What do you mean, wait, why? A lot of people did a lot of same voices. Yeah, it's like 4 people doing like almost all the voices. Yeah, Lucy, she did the voice for, what is it called? Metal Gear. Yeah, Ray Van Steen, all this stuff. Well, no, it's like it takes place kind of in the same universe. It's sort of seen as like the unofficial sequel because it's so much like this. Like, Police Knots is pretty similar to this. So I'm going to do a poll and be like, hey, do you want me to play Police Knots, or do we just scrap that and just go back to the old format? Produced by Konami. Konami now. Yep, that's it. That music sounds like it. Casino Ami. Yeah, all the different fun names. I bet then. I don't feel I can't rewind the game. Well, technically I could. Well, no, that wouldn't work. Yeah, I do wonder if this thing here, this internal backup ring, because you see that's the Genesis and Sega CD/Mega Drive 2. But this is using a 2.0 BIOS. So I don't know if that's what it's basing it off of, or if that was just what it always was back in the day. I don't remember. I played this fucking years ago. And I don't really feel like, because I don't think you can't really select the BIOS, or I think, no, I don't know if I have a 1.0 BIOS. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling now. So I'll put that poll up, and apologize I'm ending a little early tonight, but, it is what it is, and also I'm sure, the re-streams and all that fun stuff is going to be starting soon. All that gotcha money. But oh yeah, and so for this thing, I need to go to. I'm gonna probably end up privating these streams, and then uh just edit because I have the recordings anyway, so we don't have this fucked up thing where it's like one short stream and one long stream. Just combine it into one and then republish it. Also, I can cut out some shit if I want. I know those things don't get a lot of views, but I just figure it's probably just easier for people since it's the finale if people really were interested in it. So I'll do that. Like I said, I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning. I'm too fucking tired to do it now. So the next stream, I'm not sure yet. Hold on, let me see if someone has. Hold on. So originally it was going to be tomorrow we were going to play, like me and the other detractors, but it looks like we're going to move it to Thursday, or back to Thursday, I guess. So probably no stream tomorrow. Thursday will be. So either tomorrow or Thursday is going to be the multiplayers, the tractor stream. It'll probably be more Halo Infinite, especially since they've fixed up some stuff. And then Saturday, I'm on the fence about for Saturday night's main event whether to jump back to the Xbox 360 games or just kind of dabble around with other stuff because I found a thing of like a bunch of old WWF games that I missed, but because they were like home computer games, like and they were only done in Europe or UK. I found an old video got recommended. It was actually one that Guru Larry helped with. You know, Larry Bundy Jr. did years ago with another guy. And it's all these games I've never played before. So if I can get them up and running, I might do that for Saturday. Or worst case scenario, we just jump back to the Xbox 360 games. And then Sunday, oh shit, that reminds me, I need to put up a, oh no, I don't need to put up a poll. Sunday's going to be the final video, which is like an hour and a half blog about the trip to Seattle with Panda. And then next Tuesday will be whatever the poll thing is. Just a few other things. I realize, I'm sorry if I'm rambling here, but 32X Monday Night Raw. No, Peabody, I skipped that for a reason. I mean, to be fit, like, just like, so Saturday's main event is not really meant to be like a completionist thing necessarily. It's more of just like games I haven't played or ones I'm interested in. But I saw the awful things about the 32X Monday Night Raw game, so it looks like tonight wouldn't even be great for the lulls. But just some other stuff coming up. So I'm pushing for a member goal. If you actually notice on the thing there, how it's 2021 member goal. So for the end of the year, I have a goal. That's the goal, to reach 25. And if I do, I'm probably going to try to do like a New Year's Eve into New Year's Day stream. Like stream all, into the new year, Eastern Standard Time. So that would be the goal. And yes, I will be probably quite inebriated during it. It's going to be the end of the year's stream. But it's only if we reach the member goal. But also, sorry, I just heard a weird noise. Anyways, also with that would be, so if you see the new, I played that Virtua Fighter port and that was bad. No, okay, I have to object to that. The Virtua Fighter port for 32X was okay. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun playing it, and I became like a god in that game for a while, thanks to that 32X port, because I played it to death. But, so if you notice, we have this new emoticon here, or emoji. Get this thing here. Okay, why is my thing not? Well, you see it in the YouTube chat, the Prince thing. That was recommended by Jay and kind of gave me a good idea. And I'm going to make this be a member-only post coming up too, where you can submit ideas. I have, I think, one emoji slot left, and then if we make the members goal, I'll get even more in. And you members can go and vote on, or make, not vote on, but give suggestions for other emojis for the channel. I know that because they like emotes, they're called emojis on YouTube. Basically, add some of those so people. I'll just make a post, be like, hey, give me some suggestions, and then some of the best ones we can say, okay, like this one will be done immediately, and then for the next 2 unlocks, we'll use like A and B. Still pretty, baby. So yeah, again, thanks for Jay for this. He actually provided me the picture, which I was a moron and like lost, and I was like, oh, he sent it to me directly. So apparently he was kind of fucking hard to find. Like I couldn't find like much info on him. Apparently, this guy, the Prince of Wrestling, was in a women's wrestling thing. It was in WCW because I tried googling Prince WCW and someone completely different came up. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then I tried searching more, and it's like, oh no, WCW was women's championship. It was like women's championship wrestling. It was a women's league that he was a part of. So I don't know how the hell that thing worked. So yeah, so like I said, members can vote on emojis. I'm going to try to do more member stuff also throughout the year, whether that's video throughout the year. That sounded good. Next month, like whether it's maybe members only streams or some other member only participation, because I feel like I need to kind of deliver more on that since people are literally paying. Gotta ask Corny if he knows him. He's probably heard of it. I'm sure he's seen it. Just because I think people on YouTube or on Twitter probably sent it to him. He's probably seen it. It might be online there, actually. Imagine if there was Snatcher 2. I'd love to see a continuation of this. Or just a remake with this and Police Knots. I think that might be the misses. Yeah, I'm getting requests from Mrs. Beliefs to take out Doggy Beliefs. Let me just... Sorry. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, just like the tag team. Anyone else remember the 3-minute warning? Okay, yeah, now I have to get going because my dog is, I think she's screaming that she's turtling at this point. Anyways, there's a nice thought. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed Snatcher. And like I said, if you really enjoyed it, I'd recommend like just going and actually playing it. It's not hard to pull it off on modern hardware. But again, thanks everyone for stopping by. And again, trying to reach the membership thing. So if you're interested and you want to see that marathon on New Year's, go. Or if you just want to support the channel, or you just want to piss off DSP, whatever. I don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But thanks everyone for stopping by, and a shout out to channel members: Rye Drake, Broken Mailman, Super Crazy, Peabody, JG Winnell, Cameron Kilgore, Total Kool-Aid and more, Sheet Metal 02, Blooper World Order. Special shout out to the Epic, Jay, Toro Dachi, and the legendary Elric 111, Road Train World Order, and Dominic, and Salon Saturn Gaming. Okay, cool. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.